अ वेरी हैप्पी चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट डे टू ऑल ऑफ यू फ्रेंड्स। आज जीएसटी डे भी है, इसलिए मैं आपके लिए लेके आया हूँ जीएसटी एक्ट का चैप्टर 1 प्रिलिमिनरी का सेक्शन नंबर 2 डेफिनेशंस की एक होल समरी, जिसमें कि मैं आपको डेफिनेशंस के बेयर एक्ट और कुछ रिलेवेंट पॉइंट यहाँ ब्रीफ करूँगा। आप जब भी फ्री हों इसे सुनकर, इस वीडियो को देखकर जीएसटी के सेक्शन 2 से आप इक्विप्ड हो सकते हैं। चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं फ्रेंड्स। सेक्शन नंबर 2 subsection 1 actionable claim shall have the same meaning as assigned to it in section number 3 of the Transfer of Property Act 1882। सेक्शन नंबर 2 एड्रेस ऑफ डिलीवरी, यहाँ प्लेस ऑफ डिलीवरी की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं और प्लेस ऑफ रिसिपिएंट की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं। एड्रेस ऑफ डिलीवरी, एड्रेस ऑफ डिलीवरी मीन्स द एड्रेस ऑफ रिसिपिएंट ऑफ गुड्स और सर्विस और बोथ इंडिकेटेड ऑन द टैक्स इनवॉइस issued by a registered person for delivery of such goods or service or both। फिर सेक्शन नंबर 2(3) एड्रेस ऑन रिकॉर्ड मीन्स द एड्रेस ऑफ रिसिपिएंट एज अवेलेबल इन द रिकॉर्ड्स ऑफ द सप्लायर। सेक्शन नंबर 2(4) एडजुडिकेटिंग अथॉरिटी मीन्स एनी अथॉरिटी अपॉइंटेड और ऑथराइज टू पास एनी ऑर्डर और डिसीजन अंडर द एक्ट। यहाँ पर नोटिस की बात नहीं कर रही है, ऑर्डर और डिसीजन की बात हो रही है, बट डज नॉट इंक्लूड्स द सेंट्रल बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्ट टैक्सेस, इनडायरेक्ट टैक्सेस एंड कस्टम्स, द रिविजनल अथॉरिटी, द अथॉरिटी फॉर एडवांस रूलिंग, द अपीलेट अथॉरिटी फॉर एडवांस रूलिंग। ये सब जो है एडजुडिकेटिंग अथॉरिटी के डेफिनेशन में नहीं आते। सेक्शन नंबर 2(5) एजेंट, एजेंट मीन्स एन पर्सन इंक्लूडिंग अ फैक्टर, ब्रोकर, कमीशन एजेंट, आड़तिया, डेल क्रेडर एजेंट, एन ऑक्शनर और एनी अदर मर्सेंटाइल एजेंट बाय वट एवर नेम कॉल्ड हु कैरीज ऑन द बिजनेस ऑफ सप्लाई और रिसिप्ट ऑफ गुड्स और सर्विसेज और बोथ ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ अनदर। सेक्शन नंबर 2(6) एग्रीगेट टर्नओवर, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट डेफिनेशन है। 2(6) एग्रीगेट टर्नओवर मीन्स द एग्रीगेट वैल्यू ऑफ ऑल टैक्सेबल सप्लाईज excluding the value of inward supply on which tax is payable by a person on reverse charge basis, and includes exempt supplies, export of goods or service or both, and interstate supply of person having the same permanent account number। मतलब कि जो खुद के ट्रांजेक्शन होते हैं बट डिफरेंट स्टेट्स में होते हैं। टू बी कंप्यूटेड ऑन ऑल इंडिया बेसिस बट एक्सक्लूड्स सेंट्रल टैक्स, स्टेट टैक्स, यूनियन टेरिटरी टैक्स, इंटीग्रेटेड टैक्स एंड सेस। इसकी वैल्यू को एग्रीगेट टर्नओवर में शामिल नहीं किया जाएगा, सीजीएसटी, एसजीएसटी, आईजीएसटी और सेस को। सेक्शन नंबर 2(7) एग्रीकल्चरिस्ट मीन्स अ इंडिविजुअल और हिंदू अनडिवाइडेड फैमिली हु अंडरटेक्स कल्टिवेशन ऑफ लैंड बाय ओन लेबर और बाय द लेबर ऑफ फैमिली or by servants or on wages payable in cash or kind or by hired labor under personal supervision of any member of family। यहाँ पर एग्रीकल्चरिस्ट की बात की गई है, एग्रीकल्चरल एक्टिविटी की डेफिनेशन इस सेक्शन में नहीं दी गई है। सेक्शन नंबर 2(8) appellate authority means an authority appointed or authorized to hear appeals as defined in section number 107 of CGST Act। Section 2(9) appellate tribunal means the goods and service tax appellate tribunal constituted under section 109 of CGST Act। Section number 2(10) appointed day means the date on which the provision of this act shall come into force। मतलब कि कोई पर्टिकुलर प्रोविजन किस डेट से लागू किया जाएगा इंडिया में, उसे अपॉइंटेड डे कहा जाएगा। हर प्रोविज़न का अपॉइंटेड डे अलग हो सकता है, हर प्रोविज़न की इफेक्टिव डेट जो है, लागू होने की डेट अलग हो सकती है। सेक्शन 2(11) एन इम्पॉर्टेंट डेफिनेशन, असेसमेंट मीन्स डिटर्मिनेशन ऑफ टैक्स लायबिलिटी अंडर दिस एक्ट एंड इंक्लूड्स सेल्फ असेसमेंट, रीअसेसमेंट, प्रोविजनल असेसमेंट, समरी असेसमेंट एंड बेस्ट जजमेंट असेसमेंट ऑल्सो। Section number 2(12) associated enterprises shall have same meaning as assigned to it in section 92A of Income Tax Act 1961। Section 2(13) audit means the examination of records, returns and other documents maintained or furnished by a registered person under this act or the rules made thereunder or under any law for the timing in force to verify the correctness of turnover declared, taxes paid, refund claim and input tax credit availed, and to assess his compliance with the provision of this act or the rules made thereunder। एक्ट और रूल्स के कुछ प्रोविजंस को फॉलो किया गया है कि नहीं, यह वेरीफाई करना ही ऑडिट है। सेक्शन नंबर 2(14) ऑथराइज्ड बैंक shall mean a bank or a branch of a bank authorized by government to collect the tax on or any other amount payable under this act. Section number 215, authorized representative means the representative as referred to in section 116 of CGST Act. Section number 216, board means Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Custom constituted under the Central Board of Revenue Act 1963. सेक्शन नंबर 217 बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट डेफिनेशन है. बिजनेस इंक्लूड्स, क्योंकि सप्लाई में जो जीएसटी का पूरे प्रोविजन लागू होते हैं वो बिजनेस फर्दरेंस ऑफ बिजनेस पे ही डिपेंडेंट होते हैं. तो सेक्शन 217 को समझना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. बिजनेस इंक्लूड्स एनी ट्रेड, कॉमर्स, मैन्युफैक्चर, प्रोफेशन, वोकेशन, एडवेंचर, वेगर और एनी अदर सिमिलर एक्टिविटी whether or not it is for pecuniary benefit. Any activity or transaction in connection with or incidental or ancillary to सब clause A. मतलब कि जो पॉइंट नंबर ए में हमने पढ़ा उससे कोई एक्टिविटी इंसिलरी और सब कनेक्शन में भी होती है तो भी उसे बिजनेस मान लिया जाएगा. सेक्शन नंबर 217C, एनी एक्टिविटी और ट्रांजेक्शन सब क्लॉज ए whether or not there is a volume, frequency, continuity और regularity of such transaction. मतलब कि कंटिन्यूटी और वॉल्यूम के बेस पे बिजनेस है या नहीं यह नहीं माना जाएगा अगर उसका मतलब कि वॉल्यूम और फ्रीक्वेंसी यहाँ पर इररिलेवेंट है. सेक्शन नंबर 217D, सप्लाई ऑफ एक्विजिशन ऑफ गुड्स इंक्लूडिंग कैपिटल गुड्स और सर्विसेज इन कनेक्शन विद कमेंसमेंट ऑफ और क्लोजर ऑफ बिजनेस. बिजनेस को कमेंसमेंट करते समय या फिर क्लोजर के समय भी जो एक्टिविटी की जाएगी उसे भी बिजनेस माना जाएगा. सेक्शन नंबर 217E, प्रोविजन ऑफ बाय अ क्लब, एसोसिएशन, सोसाइटी और एनी सच बॉडी ऑफ द फैसिलिटीज और बेनिफिट्स टू इट्स मेंबर. मतलब कि कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ म्यूचुअलिटी को यहाँ पर इग्नोर किया जाएगा और उसको उस एक्टिविटी को भी बिजनेस एक्टिविटी माना जाएगा. सेक्शन नंबर 217F, एडमिशन फॉर कंसिडरेशन ऑफ पर्सन टू एनी प्रीमाइसेस. सेक्शन नंबर 217G, services supplied by a person as the holder of office which has been accepted by him in the course of furtherance of his trade, profession or vocation. 217H, activity of a race club including by way of totalizer of a license to bookmaker or activity of a licensed bookmaker in such club. And last, any activity or transaction undertaken by the central government, state government or any local authority in which they are engaged as public authorities. सेक्शन नंबर 218, ये ओमिट कर दिया गया है. सेक्शन नंबर 219, कैपिटल गुड्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट डेफिनेशन है. मीन्स गुड्स द वैल्यू ऑफ विच इज कैपिटलाइज्ड इन द बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स ऑफ द पर्सन क्लेमिंग द इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट एंड विच आर यूज्ड फॉर इंटेंडेड टू बी यूज्ड इन द कोर्स ऑफ फर्दरेंस ऑफ बिजनेस. सेक्शन नंबर 220, कैजुअल टैक्सेबल पर्सन मीन्स अ पर्सन हु ओकेशनली अंडरटेक्स ट्रांजैक्शन involving supply of goods or service or both in the course of furtherance of business, whether as principal, agent or in any other capacity in the state, union, territory where he has no fixed place of business. Casual taxable person एक अच्छा कॉन्सेप्ट है, डिफरेंट कॉन्सेप्ट है, इसकी डेफिनेशन से भी हमको इक्वेट होना जरूरी है. सेक्शन नंबर 221, सेंट्रल टैक्स मीन्स द सेंट्रल गुड्स एंड सर्विस टैक्स levied under section 9. Section number 222, cess shall have the same meaning as assigned to it in the Goods and Service Tax Compensation to States Act 2017. Section number 223, chartered accountant means a chartered accountant as defined in clause B of subsection 1 of section 2 of Chartered Accountant Act 1949. Section number 224, commissioner means the commissioner of central tax and includes the principal commissioner of central tax appointed under section 3 and commissioner of integrated tax appointed under integrated goods and service tax act 2017. Section number 225, commissioner in the board means the commissioner referred to in section 168. Section number 226, common portal means the common goods and service tax electronic portal referred to in section 146 of CGST act. Section 227, common working days in respect of state or union territory shall mean such days in succession which are not declared as gazetted holiday by the central government or the concerned state or union territory government. Section number 228, company secretary means a company secretary as defined in clause C of subsection 1 of section 2 of Company Secretary Act 1980. Section number 229, competent authority means any authority as may be notified by the government. सेक्शन नंबर 230 कंपोजिट सप्लाई, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट डेफिनेशन है, फिर से बोल रहा हूँ. कंपोजिट सप्लाई मीन्स अ सप्लाई मेड बाय अ टैक्सेबल पर्सन टू अ रेसिपिएंट consisting of two or more taxable supplies of goods or service or both or any combination thereof, which are naturally bundled and supplied in conjunction with each other in the ordinary course of business, one of which is principal supply. एग्जाम्पल भी दिया हुआ है, वेयर गुड्स आर पैक्ड एंड ट्रांसपोर्टेड विथ इंश्योरेंस, द सप्लाई ऑफ गुड्स, पैकिंग मटेरियल, transport and insurance is a composite supply and supply of goods is a principal supply here. Section number 231, consideration. In relation to supply of goods or service or both includes any payment made or to be made, whether in money or otherwise, in response to or for endorsement of the supply of goods or service or both, whether by the recipient of or by any other person, but shall not include any subsidy given by the central government or state government. Section number 231b, the monetary value of any act or forbearance in response to or for the inducement of the supply of goods or service or both, whether by the recipient or by any other person, but shall not include any subsidy given by central government or state government. Section number 232, कंटिन्यूस सप्लाई ऑफ गुड्स. यहाँ पर कंटिन्यूस सप्लाई ऑफ सर्विसेज की बात नहीं किया गया है क्योंकि वो सेक्शन नंबर 233 में कवर होती है. कंटिन्यूस सप्लाई ऑफ गुड्स मीन्स अ सप्लाई ऑफ गुड्स विच इज प्रोवाइडेड और एग्रीड टू बी प्रोवाइडेड continuously or on recurrent basis under a contract, whether or not by means of a wire, cable, pipeline or any other conduit, and for which the supplier invoices the recipient on a regular or periodic basis and includes supply of goods as a government may subject to such condition as may be notified by specify. Section number 233, continuous supply of services means a supply of services which is provided or agreed to be provided continuously on recurrent basis under a contract for a period exceeding 3 months with periodic payment obligations and include supply of such service as the government may subject to such condition as it may by notification specify. Section number 234, conveyance includes a vessel, an aircraft and a vehicle. Section number 235, cost accountant means a cost accountant as defined in clause B of subsection 1 of section 2 of the Cost and Works Accountant Act 1959. Section number 236, council means the Goods and Service Tax Council established under article 279A of the Constitution. Section number 237, credit note means a document issued by a registered person under subsection 1 of section 34 of CGST Act. Section number 238, debit note means a document issued by a registered person under subsection 3 of section number 34 of CGST Act. Section number 239, deemed export means such supply of goods as may be notified under section 147 of CGST Act. Section number 240, designated authority means such authority as may be notified by the board. Section number 241, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट डेफिनेशन है, डॉक्यूमेंट इंक्लूड written or printed record of any sort and electronic records as defined in clause T of subsection 1 of section 2 of Information Technology Act 2000. Section number 242, drawback in relation to any goods means in relation to any goods manufactured in India and exported means the rebate of duty, tax or cess chargeable under any imported inputs or any domestic inputs or input services used in manufacture of such goods. Section number 243, electronic cash ledger means electronic cash ledger referred to in subsection 1 of section 49. Section number 244, electronic commerce means supply of goods or service or both including digital products over digital or electronic network. Section number 245, electronic commerce operator means a person who owns, operates or manages digital or electronic facility or platform for electronic commerce. Section number 246, electronic credit ledger means electronic credit ledger referred to in subsection 2 of section 49 of CGST Act. Section number 247, important definition. Exempt supply means a supply of any goods or service or both which attracts nil rate of tax or which may be wholly exempt from the tax under section 11 or subsection 6 of Integrated Goods and Service Tax Act and includes non-taxable supply also. Section number 248, existing law means any law, notification, order, rule or regulation relating to levy and collection of duty or tax on goods or service or both passed or made before the commencement of this act by the parliament or any other authority or person having the power to make such law, notification, order, rule or regulation. Section 249, family means the spouse and the children of the person. Next, the parents, grandparents, brothers and sister of the person if they are wholly or mainly dependent on the said person, जो साथ में रहते हैं और जिनके रेगुलर एक्सपेंस को यही पर्सन बियर कर रहा हो. सेक्शन नंबर 250, fixed establishment means a place other than the registered place business which is characterized by a sufficient degree of permanence and suitable structure in terms of human and technical resources to supply service or to receive any use services for his own need. Section number 251, fund means consumer welfare fund established under section 57 of CGST Act. Section number 252, goods means every kind of movable property other than money and securities but includes actionable claim, growing crops, grass and thing attached to the or forming part of the land which are agreed to be served before supply or under a contract of supply. सेक्शन नंबर 253, गवर्नमेंट मीन्स सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, मतलब कि जहाँ जहाँ पे भी हमने गवर्नमेंट वर्ड का यूज़ किया है, एज द गवर्नमेंट में प्रिस्क्राइब, एज द गवर्नमेंट में नोटिफाई, वहाँ पर सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की को सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट माना जाएगा. सेक्शन नंबर 254, गुड्स एंड सर्विस टैक्स कंपनसेशन टू स्टेट एक्ट मीन्स द गुड्स एंड सर्विस टैक्स कंपनसेशन टू स्टेट एक्ट 2017. सेक्शन नंबर 255, goods and service tax practitioner means any person who has been approved under section 48 to act as such practitioner. Section 256, India means the territory of India as referred to in article 1 of constitution, its territorial waters, seabed and subsoil underlying with such waters, continental shelf, exclusive economic zone or any other maritime zone as referred to in territorial waters, continental shelf, exclusive economic zone and other maritime zone act 1976. Section number 257, integrated goods and service tax act means the integrated goods and service tax act 2017. section number 258, integrated tax, पिछले में हमने इंटीग्रेटेड गुड्स एंड सर्विस टैक्स एक्ट समझा, फिर अब सेक्शन नंबर 258 इंटीग्रेटेड टैक्स के बारे में बता रहे हैं. मींस द इंटीग्रेटेड गुड्स एंड सर्विस टैक्स लेवाइड अंडर द IGST Act 2017. Section number 259, input means any goods other than capital goods used or intended to be used by a supplier in course of furtherance of business. Section number 259, input. Section 260, input service means a service used or intended to be used by a supplier in course of furtherance of business. Section number 261, input service distributor means an office of the supply of goods or service or both which receives tax invoice toward the receipts of input service, including invoices in respect of services liable to tax under subsection 3 of subsection 4 of section 9 for or on behalf of distinct persons referred to in section 25 and liable to distribute the input tax credit in respect of such invoices in the manner provided in section 20 of CGST Act. Section number 262, input tax in relation to a registered person means the central tax, state tax, integrated tax or union territory tax charged on supply of goods or service or both made to him. Section number 263, input tax credit means the credit of input tax. Section number 264, इंट्रास्टेट मतलब कि उसी स्टेट के अंदर इंट्रास्टेट सप्लाई ऑफ गुड्स, यहाँ पर सर्विसेज की बात नहीं किया गया है. इंट्रास्टेट सप्लाई ऑफ गुड्स शैल हैव द सेम मीनिंग as assigned to it in section 8 of IGST Act 2017. सेक्शन नंबर 265 इंट्रास्टेट सप्लाई ऑफ सर्विसेज। पिछले में हमने इंट्रास्टेट सप्लाई ऑफ गुड्स समझा, अभी इंट्रास्टेट सप्लाई ऑफ सर्विसेज शैल हैव द सेम मीनिंग as assigned to it in section 8 of IGST Act 2017. Section number 266 invoice or tax invoice means the tax invoice referred to in section 31. Section number 267 inward supplies in relation to a person shall mean receipt of goods or service or both, whether by purchase, acquisition or any other means with or without consideration. Section number 268 job work means any treatment or process undertaken by a person on goods belonging to another person and expression job worker shall constituted accordingly. Section number 269 local authority, बहुत important definition है. Local authority means a panchayat as defined in clause D of article 243 of constitution, a municipality as defined in clause E of article 243 of P of constitution, a municipal committee, Jila Parishad, district board or any other authority legally entitled to or interested by central government, state government or control of the management of municipal or local fund. A cantonment board, a regional council, a development board or a regional council constituted under section 371 of the constitution. ये लोकल अथॉरिटी की डेफिनेशन हमने पढ़ी. सेक्शन नंबर 270 लोकेशन ऑफ रिसिपिएंट ऑफ सर्विस. लोकेशन ऑफ रिसिपिएंट ऑफ सर्विसेज, यहाँ पर गुड्स की बात नहीं कर रहा है. वेयर अ सप्लाई इज रिसीव्ड एट अ प्लेस ऑफ बिजनेस फॉर विच द रजिस्ट्रेशन हैज बीन ऑब्टेन्ड, द लोकेशन ऑफ सच प्लेस ऑफ बिजनेस. Where a supply is received at a place other than the place of business for which registration has been obtained, a fixed establishment, the location of such fixed establishment. Where a supply is received at more than one establishment, whether the place of business or fixed establishment, the location of the establishment most directly concerned with the recipient. And in absence of such places, the location of the usual place of residence of recipient. Section number 271 location of supplier of services means where a supply is made from a place of business for which the registration has been obtained, the location of such business. Where a supply is made from a place other than the place of business for which registration has been obtained, that is a fixed establishment, the location of such fixed establishment. Where a supply is made from more than one establishment, whether the place of business is fixed establishment, the location of establishment most directly concerned with the provision of the supply, and in absence of such places, the location of usual place of residence of the supplier. Next, 272 manufacture means processing of raw material or inputs in any other manner that results in emerge of new product having a distinct name, character and use, and the term manufacturer shall be constituted accordingly. Section number 273 market value. Market value shall mean the full amount which is a recipient of supply is required to pay in order to obtain the goods or service or both or like kind and quality at or about the same time and at the same commercial level where the recipient and the supplier are not related with each other. Section number 274 mixed supply. पहले हमने कंपोजिट सप्लाई पढ़ा था, अभी ये मिक्स्ड सप्लाई है. Means two or more individual supply of goods or service or any other combination thereof made in conjunction with each other by a taxable person for a single price where such supply does not constitute a composite supply. एग्जाम्पल भी दिया हुआ है, जैसे हमने कंपोजिट सप्लाई में भी एग्जाम्पल समझा था. A supply of package consisting of canned food, sweets, chocolate, cake, dry fruits, aerated drinks and fruit juices when supplied for a single price is a mixed supply. मतलब कि उनको अलग तो किया जा सकता था, कोई एक इसमें प्रिंसिपल सप्लाई नहीं है और सभी सप्लाई को एक साथ सप्लाई किया जा रहा है, बट अगर हम चाहें तो इसको अलग अलग भी सप्लाई कर सकते हैं. सेक्शन नंबर 275 मनी मीन्स द इंडियन लीगल टेंडर और एनी अदर फॉरेन करेंसी, चेक, प्रॉमिसरी नोट, बिल ऑफ एक्सचेंज, लेटर ऑफ क्रेडिट, ड्राफ्ट, पे ऑर्डर, ट्रेवलर चेक, money order, postal or electronic remittance or any other instrument recognized by the Reserve Bank of India when used as a consideration to settle and obligation or exchange with Indian legal tender or any other denomination, but shall not include any currency that is held for numeristic value only. Section number 276 motor vehicle shall have the same meaning as assigned to it in clause 28 of section 2 of Motor Vehicle Act 1988. Section number 277, non-resident taxable person means any person who occasionally undertakes transactions involving supply of goods or service or both, whether as principal or as agent or in any other capacity, but who has no fixed place of business or residence in India. Section number 278, non-taxable supply means a supply of goods or service or both which is not deductible to tax under this act or under the IGST Act 2017. Section number 279, non-taxable territory means the territory which is outside the taxable territory of the India. Section number 280, notification means notification published in official gazette and expression notified and the notified shall be constituted accordingly. नोटिफिकेशन और सर्कुलर में क्या डिफरेंस होता है कि नोटिफिकेशन जिस डेट से आता है या फिर जिस इफेक्टिव डेट से लागू किया जाता है वो डेट अलग होती है, और सर्कुलर के केस में यह माना जाएगा कि वो सर्कुलर जो है क्लैरिफिकेशन के नेचर का है और जिस दिन से गुड्स एंड सर्विस टैक्स एक्ट लागू हुआ है उस दिन से उसको इम्प्लीमेंट किया जाएगा. सेक्शन नंबर 280A, ऑनलाइन गेमिंग मीन्स ऑफरिंग अ गेम ऑन द इंटरनेट और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक नेटवर्क एंड इंक्लूड्स ऑनलाइन मनी गेमिंग. सेक्शन नंबर 281, other territory includes territory other than those comprising in the state and those referred to in subclause A to E of clause 114 of CGST Act. 282, output tax in relation to a taxable person means the tax chargeable under this act or taxable supply of goods or service or both made by him or by his agent but exclude tax payable by him on reverse charge basis. Section number 283, outward supply in relation to a taxable person means supply of goods or service or both whether by sales, transfer, barter, exchange, license, rental, lease or disposal or any other mode made or agreed to be made by such person in course of furtherance of business. Section number 284, person includes individual, SUF, company, firm, LLP, any corporation established by under Central Act, State Act, Provincial Act or any government company as defined in section 45 of clause 45 of section 2 of Companies Act, any body corporate, local authority, any cooperative society, central government or state government, society, trust and every artificial jurisdictional person. Section 285, place of business includes a place from where the business is ordinarily carried on and includes a warehouse or a godown or any other place where a taxable person stores his goods, supplies or receives of goods, or a place where the taxable person maintains his books of accounts, or a place where taxable person is engaged in business through an agent by whatever name called. Section number 286, place of supply means the place of supply as referred to in chapter 5 of the Integrated Goods and Service Tax Act. Section number 287, prescribed means prescribed by rules made thereunder this act or on the recommendation of the council. Section number 288, principal means a person on whose behalf an agent carries on the business of supply or receipts of goods or service of both. Section number 289, principal place of business means the place of business specified in principal place of business in certificate of registration. Section number 290, principal supply means supply of goods or service which constitute the predominant element of composite supply and to which any other supply forming part of composite supply is ancillary. Section number 291, proper officer. Proper officer in relation to any function to be performed under this act means commissioner or the officer of central tax who is assigned that function by the commissioner in board. Section number 292, quarter. Quarter shall mean a periodic period comprising 3 consecutive calendar months ending on the last day of March, June, September and December of the calendar year. Section number 293, recipient of supply of goods or service or both means where a consideration is payable for the supply of goods or service or both, the person who is liable to pay that consideration. Next, 293B, where no consideration is payable for the supply of goods, the person to whom the goods are delivered or made available or to whom possession in or use of the goods is given or made available. 293C, where no consideration is payable for the supply of services, the person to whom the service is rendered Section number 294, registered person means a person who is registered under section 25 but does not include a person having a unique identity number. Section number 295, regulation means regulation made by the board under this act on the recommendation of the council. Section number 296, removal in relation to goods means dispatch of the goods for delivery by the supplier thereof or by any other person acting on behalf of such supplier. Section number 296B, collection of the goods by the recipients thereof or by any other person acting on behalf of such recipient. Section number 297, return means any return prescribed or otherwise required to be furnished by or under this act or the rules made thereunder. Section number 298, reverse charge. Reverse charge means liability to pay tax by the recipient of supply of goods or service or both instead of supplier of such goods or service or both under subsection 3 or subsection 4 of section 9 of CGST Act or under subsection 3 or subsection 4 of section 5 of IGST Act 2017. Section number 299, revisional authority means any authority appointed or authorized for revision of decision or order as referred to in section 108 of CGST Act. Section number 200, schedule means schedule appended to this act. Section number 2101, securities. Securities shall have same meaning as assigned to it in clause H of section 2 of the Security Contract and Regulation Act 1956. Section number 2102, services means anything other than goods. फिर से रिपीट करूंगा, anything other than goods, monies and security but includes activity relating to or the use of money or its conversion by cash or by any other mode from one currency or denomination to another form currency or denomination for which a separate consideration is being charged. Section number 2103, state. State includes union territory with legislature. Section number 104, state tax means tax levied under any state goods and service tax act. Section number 2105, supplier in relation to any goods or service or both shall mean the person supplying the goods or service or both and shall include the agent acting on behalf of such supplier in relation to any goods and service or both supplied. Section number 2106, tax period means the period for which the return is required to be furnished. Section number 2107, taxable person means a person who is registered or liable to be registered under section 22 or section 24. Section number 2108, taxable supply means a supply of goods or service or both which is liable to tax under this act. Section number 2109, taxable territory means the territory to which the provision of this act shall apply. Section number 2110, telecommunication service means services of any description which is made available to users by means of any transmission or reception of signals, signs, writing, images and sounds or intelligence of any nature. Section number 2111, the State Goods and Service Tax Act means the respective State Goods and Service Tax Act 2017. Section number 2112, turnover in state or turnover in union territory means the aggregate value of all taxable supplies, excluding the value of inward supplies on which tax is payable by a person on reverse charge basis, and exempt supplies made within a state or union territory by a taxable person, export of goods or service or both, and interstate supply of goods or service or both made from the state or union territory by the state taxable person, but excludes central tax, state tax, union territory tax, integrated tax and cess. Section number 2113, usual place of residence means in case of individual the place where he ordinarily resides, and in other case the place where the person is incorporated or otherwise legally constituted, in case of company, AOP, societies, etc. Section number 2114, union territory means the territory of Andaman Nicobar Islands, Lakshadweep, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Daman Diu and Ladakh. Chandigarh, and any other territory. Section number 2115 Union Territory Tax means the Union Territory Goods and Service Tax Act, tax levied under the Union Territory Goods and Service Tax Act. Section number 2116 117 valid return means a return furnished under subsection 1 of section 39 on which self-assessment tax has been paid in full. Section number 2117A virtual digital asset shall have the same meaning as assigned to it in clause number 47A of section 2 of Income Tax Act 1961. Section number 2118 voucher means an instrument where there is an obligation to accept it as a consideration or part of consideration for a supply of goods or service or both, and where the goods or service or both to be supplied or in identities of their potential supplier are either indicated on the instrument itself or in relation to documentation, includes the term and condition of use of such instrument. Section number 2119 work contract means a contract for building, construction, fabrication, completion, erection, installing, fitting out, improvement, modification, repair, maintenance, renovation, alteration, or commissioning of any other immovable property wherein transfer of property in goods is involved in the execution of such contract. Section number 120 words and expression used and not defined under this act but defined in Integrated Goods and Service Tax Act, the Union Territories Goods and Service Tax Act, and the Goods and Service Tax Compensation to State Act shall have the same meaning as assigned to them in those acts. सेक्शन नंबर 121 ओमिट कर दिया गया है। तो आज के लिए CGST एक्ट 2017 की डेफिनेशन में इतना ही। कल मैं आपके लिए टाइम एंड वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई और